Here with Will Butler from Arcade Fire, but as you'll know, as well as Arcade Fire, because it was our Six Music album of the day last week, he has his own record out, lovingly crafted, and a chance to express something which you might not be able to express in a band, I suppose. Is that the idea?
Yeah, a little bit. I suddenly found myself with a voice that should be out in the world.
Has this voice been nagging in the back of your head for a while?
No, just hanging out, not nagging, but hanging out, drinking a beer and being like, oh, I have something to say, and then had a minute to say it.
And so when did you start writing it?
About half the album is over the last 3 to 5 years, and half of it is fresh from deciding to do an album.
Because it's a weird album, isn't it? Because on the one hand, it deals with quite big themes like, obviously religious, Armageddon, but then there's one or two like, oh, that's a really good one-liner here, you know.
Well, if you read your Old Testament prophets, they have a lot of gotcha jokes in there. The humor doesn't quite translate thousands of years later, but.
So where were the ideas coming from? Are they just the seeds of ideas that you'd had for a while?
Yeah, I mean, a good half or maybe more of the songs are kind of based on characters. It's kind of like a book of short stories, where I had this concept of a character, and then I put them in the world and wanted to see what they would say, like within a framework, and then that's what came out of their mouths.
You are also the busiest man here at South by Southwest. You're doing X amount of gigs and also some panels as well, including one which we were doing a couple of hours ago. Tell us about this, because it was an interesting concept and something which obviously bothers a lot of people in the music industry and a lot of artists. It was about, essentially, how musicians are going to get paid in the future. Was that it?
Yeah, it was about where the money will come from. And there's a dark side and a light side to it. On the light side, you want to say, money doesn't matter, ha 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 ha. And then on the dark side, it's like, oh, only rich people will be able to make music.
It is strange, but it is. I mean, the storm clouds are brewing. Not literally brewing. Oh no, it does look a bit dark over there. But over the music industry, with arguments over, freemium services and subscription and where we go next. I mean, it's quite a complicated time, I think.
Yeah, and there's a lot of subtly selling out, and the question is if you subtly sell out enough, if it starts to affect your art.
And tell us a little bit about your South by Southwest experience. How many times have you been before?
I've only ever been to South by once before, and it was for film.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? But weren't you partly raised in Texas?
Yeah, I grew up in Houston, which is about 2.5, 3 hours east of here.
Oh, tell me about it. We got stuck there one year when we missed a flight and we had to get a bus here. I mean, you see some interesting sights along the way. Not many, but
No, I love Austin. Austin's even better when there's no humans in it. There's no line for the taco truck. It's great. You got to come back like 2 weeks before South by.
Yeah, or maybe stay a couple of days afterwards. I guess during the cleaning up operation. And your gigs that you've done, how many have you done so far?
I've done 3, 2 yesterday and 1 today.
And best and worst, I don't know how you view them even. If half the audience hasn't walked out after because they've got to go somewhere else, there's 9 other gigs they've got to go to. I suppose if that doesn't happen, then you've done all right.
Yeah, and some of them are like nice outdoor barbecue vibes where people are actually partying already, so it feels good to play music that people will like dance to. So I've enjoyed the barbecue jams, which has been nice.
I love the fact that everyone turns up for the free food. Done. Right, I've eaten. I'm off. And they're gone. It's like you're using us. I knew you. Using us. Anyway, listen, it's been lovely talking to you. I won't entertain you because I know how busy you are, but we'll play a track from the album. This is Will Butler.